But all of that sometimes can impair you with a disability that you put on yourself because you put that limitation on yourself by using that word, I can't. Don't even put that in your vocabulary. I can't do this. I can't. Just say, you know why it's difficult right now because I'm just new to me. I'm learning to adjust. See, it's called word affirmation and empowerment. Do the word.
See, now I see them fucking cheese fries. Now I can go for some cheese fries.
You wear Nikes, man? What's the slogan with Nikes? All right then, come on, don't play yourself, man. You're too old up in the game. If you was a little kid, I had to take time out and understand. You know these things. But like I said, sometimes we put ourselves so that we can become our worst enemies and get in our own way. I mean, too, even if just, especially when you settled in your ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're settled in your ways, you can be more crippling than someone who is more freshly in their mind. That's why we usually target our target age is youth. Their mind is a little bit more clearer, so they can grasp as much as they can. You know. But after you start to become a certain degree, you start to get settled in your ways.
Now I gotta go.
You know.
No problem.
That's why we pass on sometimes. That's why you can keep it by giving it away, by passing it on to somebody else. A seed, some seeds you can plant, right? And they might still don't grow. Because the weeds might come and then choke them up. Other seeds might just be, the wind might come and swift them, and then the seeds will grow elsewhere. Or the birds might chop up the seeds and shit it out somewhere and then plant it somewhere else. Just like the trees, you see them trees? There were no trees there.
Yeah.
Well, there were the trees when there were no trees over there when you came around. It was just a berry was growing on the road, on the gate. But those seeds were there, it's planted. The tree that motherfucker's growing with less than 20 years and shit. And then there's other trees and shit. Remember there was buildings there. So now where did the trees come from? See, that's how seeds work. And it's also how, we teach. Why do you think we went all over the world? You don't know where the next person went from.
Hey, Hanky!
I'm going to China today.
Come here.
They went to China. And we met them on the street corner. So you'd be surprised on the information that, because that's what we do. We share information. Knowledge is information and based on observation. So what we share with somebody and how far they might take it. And it also crosses generation lines. So you can remember stuff grandma, grandpa told you or something and so on and so forth, long time ago. And then you pass it and you found there was a jewel in it, because that's what we call them, jewels, something precious, and you pass it on down the road. So where it goes, no one knows how far it travels. It's like the root of civilization. The root of civilization didn't just stop where they chose to build right there. They took it and they traveled. That's why they said they renewed their history, because they went all over the earth and then they traveled what part was going to be the best part to do certain projects at certain times. Because you're dealing with the elements, you're dealing with adaptation, you're dealing with all of those different sciences. The weather and everything else. So we preserved the best part, didn't care about the poor part. Because the poor part was still in ice and everything else was every damn way. Or over here in the desert. Don't try to, don't do that.
I know what you're saying.
No. The thing you sit and you let it listen and they let it assimilate in your brain. If you agree, if you disagree. And if you disagree, then you speak about that. But don't do that like we're singing a song. You know what you're doing? You're leeching on to what I've said and not understanding the whole validity of what I'm talking about. You just leached on to a part of what I said. Sometimes understanding, right? It doesn't come overnight. I'm starting to understand some things somebody told me 20, 30 years ago.
He gonna call you up
Like, damn. So you sit, meditate. Especially when you're in bed, you sit in meditation. Well, you trying to quiet your mind from distraction. And shit be coming to you. You be like, oh shit, I never thought that. I never seen that like that because it's about perspective. I didn't never see the connection between one thing and another.
501(c), right?
You know, so you can't just jump to some conclusion and say, well, this is this without having the proof. Mathematics is law and order.
He allows to have the power.
You understand what I'm saying? It has the order of things. But I said, oh, of course, a situation took place. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket and say why it took place. Because things build up momentarily and over a period of time. That things are processed and it takes place and it starts to build and shape and mold, just like everything from baby being born and everything else. From that tree that came from wherever it came from, we didn't see it coming. You know? We planted flowers and this and that, but then the tree started coming up. Wait a minute, where did the tree coming from? Some people see now through failure of memory, that tree was there all the time. I said, you crazy, it was buildings there. What's wrong with you? Then they said, oh. Now they got to use their senses again. Process of elimination. You know? See, the science on thinking. Thinking is a privilege. Everybody don't have the ability to think independently or for themselves. Because we're in a society that thinks for you. You ain't got to go to the country, they say on accountants and that. They do that every day here. You got to go to school. So there's a reason why they do it that way. No, remember we're talking about, we're not talking about knowledge. We're talking about education, that's the process. And how you gain the process through a controlled environment. You know?
I'm the one that was right.
So after you deal with the institutions, then they say, when do your learning really begin? That's why word is not just born, it's word is life. When you start to apply it to your life. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta share that.
That's the importance of knowledge. Knowledge has power. Has the power to make something happen. Has the power for you to give you an ability to make a choice for yourself. Rather than allowing situations, circumstances, and events externally make them for you.
I just seen some red snappers. Blue snapper is good too.
Yeah, blue snapper is good.
Yeah, I got some literature I want to share. A lot of literature I want to share with you. You know, because I said, yeah, he's ready. He's been ready.
Yeah.
Do some real serious shit, man. But you need somebody that really deals with. See, I'm not good with computers. That's why I actually get with the computers. I give you all the literatures and stuff like that. Oh man, remember I had classes with y'all. Oh man, y'all always say why I don't bring them back because people participation. You already know that. It's real important. But see, they could, but there's so much mental. Remember we was talking about so much mental distraction. There were people that every day hustle and bustle and trying to make it through every day.
I've seen that.
And every day, other people remember the privilege of thinking that they prefer that, oh, I just go into my phone. And a lot of that's erroneous. A lot of that, it's not updated, or is it proper real information. So it's a 50-50 chance. Even in books, it's still a 50-50 chance. That the information, yeah, you notice you had prior information, right? When you was in younger age, and they said so and so this happened. Then you learned some stuff. You got some other information that contradicted that. You said, wait a minute, that's that. Especially when it comes to history. History is like justice. It's to the benefactor. See, the people that that says make history. They ain't talking about wrote history, because people write history like the people who write the newspaper and put tailspins on it and this and that, like Columbus discovered America. Those people write history. They didn't make history. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody can write a book, in other words. The criminally insane writes books every day. That don't make it right, and that don't sense. So we can't allow that. They say let the truth be the authority, and not the authority to be the truth. Because we think that people are the authority figures, and they say that they must be right. No, they're not. 90% of the time they're not.
I said, wow.
But they don't teach you the privilege of thinking for yourself. That's the main thing you want to do. This is what Malcolm used to say. That was the thing he used to tell me. He used to have it in the front office too. That was one of the main quotes. So he had so many quotes. But that was another, he said, the best thing that this generation can do is not only, because we always talk about doing for self, is to learn how to think for themselves. So that's why even to right or wrong, we had the audacity, if you know the word, the root of audacity stems from audio. That means speech. Sound. The audacity, so you had truth and falsehood. But they had the audacity at least to speak.
It was the dud.
Most people are like, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to make a mistake. But unfortunately, in order to claim success, you have to learn about failure.
No, sir.
Y'all didn't see,
No, we ain't see it.
You know? So a lot of cats, they might come across wrong. All type of
We ain't see none of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Conversation. You take the fish.
You easily distracted. You ain't about what they say. You hear that every day.
Like shit,
You got what the hell?
double set on the best part. No, I don't want no camera.
If Mecca did this.